Hello, everyone, and welcome to Book Talks with Sandy. We are so excited that you have taken this Saturday afternoon. We have been anticipating this project of Make It Happen and you all coming on and sharing this afternoon with us. We are so excited to have you here with us. And we have, yes, the contributing authors, the visionary author herself, none other than, you all know her. It is our dear friend and visionary of Make It Happen, Kearn Crockett Cherry, and the amazing, amazing authors of Make It Happen. These are a few of the many authors that are part of this project. Book Talks with Sandy. What is that? That is our new platform of coffee conversation with Sandy and friends. And so we are delighted and excited that this is our second but first anthology project. And these amazing authors, we are contributing authors of Make It Happen. What is Make It Happen? Make It Happen is something that you have accomplished. It is something that you have achieved. It is something that you have attained and that you are inspired. These amazing authors that have made the choice of saying yes to Make It Happen. I want to say hello to all of you and thank you for being a part of Book Talks with Happen. This is day one. How are you all doing?
Doing great.
Wonderful.
Right.
Wonderful. Excited to be here.
I am so glad. I am so glad. We are, it's kind of like when you have a traffic and you're going down the highway and then all of a sudden you see this stop sign and you're like, why is it having to stop? Well, everyone, you've been anticipating, you're waiting, you're like, where are they? Where are they? Well, yes, we did make it here. Okay. But thank you so much. And yes, I want to bring on right now none other than, you all know her, the mover, the shaker, the lady, the what we call her, the queen of butts in the seat lady. Yes, none other than Kearn Crockett Cherry. Yes, come on to the stage. How are you, my lady?
I am fabulous. Thank you, Sandy, for hosting us, the Make It Happen authors. We are definitely blessed to be here. I often tell the story of the fact that God gave me this, and really and truly, I've kind of sat on this title for many, many years, probably at least 15. And so when he confirmed with Isaiah 60:22, that it is about, this is the right title, Make It Happen. And these authors that are joining us, they have made it happen. So I'm so thrilled that you invited us to your book talk conversation.
That's amazing. And thank you so much. Now, when we talk about things, Kearn, and things making something happen, and as you said, is that you've been holding on to that for some years. I do want to start out with this amazing. Listen, all of you all are amazing. So right now, today, my lack of better word, okay, is that these are amazing individuals. And yes, Mr. Johnathan is sitting here among us ladies. Yes, he's bringing us some balance. Yes, the songbird himself. So we do appreciate your presence and happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're very welcome. Here's what I like to do. I like to introduce my very first two panelists and authors of this book project. It is none other than Dr. Kathy Amos. As many of you all may or may not know, is that Dr. Kathy Amos is a CEO. She's a coach, doctor in ministry. She's a mentor. She's a pastor, speaker, teacher, trainer. She's also one of my trainers. She is a wife. Dr. Kathy Amos is the president and CEO of, and you all have seen, and you're seeing lots of it, Business Empowered Mississippi, which is a chamber of commerce for the entire state of Mississippi. Formerly known Empowering Progressive Women Association. B Mississippi merged with EPWA in July of 2019. And I just want to read just a little bit more. You can can go to the website, which is bmississippi.com, to learn more about this chamber. Dr. Kathy, along with her husband, Joe, are currently national title holders and reigning Mrs. Black America Senior 2019. She is the co-founder of Turning Point Fellowship Ministries International and executive director of Turning Point. She is an author. She is a speaker. She's a certified coach through the John Maxwell team. And Dr. Max, as she's been there for 15 years, they do have grandchildren and amazing children. So at this time, I'd like to bring to our stage of Make It Happen, Book Talks with Sandy, Dr. Kathy, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Kearn, for being such an amazing leader amongst leaders. I'm glad to be here.
Good. Kearn, if you'll come
Thank
on
you.
and we're going to have a dialogue with Dr. Kathy. This is a conversation of making it happen. And so as our visionary, we know you as a reigning queen. You're touchable, and little girls look, it's like the having that crown on your head. You actually have worn it and you have it. So making something happen, share with us what made you, my signature question, what made you say yes to this project?
Simply put, a clarion call. Making something happen, make it happen was a clarion call, I think, for each one of us. And so I answered the call because I knew that what God has given me, the stories, the testimonies that God has given me over the years, he would use one of them to touch, if not 1,000 out there. And so I wanted to answer that call and put my story amongst women and men that would in hopes that it would impact them in a transformational way. So I'm grateful for the opportunity. I answered the call. We're working diligently to make it happen, and I just thank God for the testimonies that he's given me to even be able to put in the book.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. In making something happen, share with us that one thing that you can say is the testimony when it looked difficult, even during our pandemic, or the pandemic that has started. It started last year, and here we are embarking into a full 1-year period. When you think of this past year and leading up to the 1 year, when things begin to shut down, what was that one thing that you were able to say, with God, it was possible, it was the right time, and with the Lord, he made it happen?
Well, I can definitely say the Best of Mississippi Awards was one of those things where I'm like, Lord, you gave me this assignment to do at the beginning of the year. And we begin to execute the assignment, and all of a sudden, everything shuts down. And I'm like, going back to God, what do you do when you heard the clarion call to start a work, to make something happen, and then everything shuts down? And then I hear the Lord say, keep going, keep moving. And at the end of the day, it was a very successful event, a full house. And we did exceedingly abundantly above all that we thought, because I decided that I was going to keep my eyes on him and not on every other post that events were shutting down everywhere.
Yes.
I had to decide that I was going to stand on the promises of God. So that would be the one thing that I know impacted me. And it was definitely a faith move.
It was. And you, as you said, a clarion call, you knew it was from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And being a part of that team, I tell you, you led with tenacity. You kept your eyes on the prize. You great leadership. You definitely made it happen. There are 83 counties in the state of Mississippi. How many awards did the Best of Mississippi Awards give out at that time?
79.
79 awards.
Mm-hmm.
And how many categories were there?
14.
14 categories, everything from the best hospital all the way up to the best farmer. And so that's a wide range of categories. Well, we salute you. We thank you for making it happen for the state of Mississippi. We're looking forward. Yes, 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 yes. We are, yes, it is. She gives it all to God. To God be the glory. And she really does mean that, you all. She really does. When those fingers are going up, she is definitely giving God all the glory. Dr. Kathy Amos, would you like to leave one word with us, or one word of encouragement about Make It Happen, and how someone can reach out to you about the book?
Well, you can definitely reach out to me a couple of ways. I have a couple of websites that my book is going to go on for sure. www.bemississippi.com. And you can also email me at info@bemississippi.com. And I just want to encourage those that are out there that are doing something by faith. When God drops it in your spirit, he will lead you through it. Apparently, there were many that God wanted to honor and celebrate and encourage. And so I'm glad that he used me as a vehicle to make it happen for many last year, and again, started again this year.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. And we certainly are looking forward to your chapter. We're looking forward to many, many great things and hearing about more about you in this book, this anthology. You all, it has been amazing, this amazing woman. Now we're going to bring to our stage and have a conversation with none other than Dr. Yolanda Cherry. How you doing, my lady? How are you?
I am blessed. I'm truly blessed to be amongst all of these amazing individuals here on this panel today. Thank you.
I know, isn't it amazing? I tell you, you all, y'all, I'll be honest with you. Y'all gave me butterflies and everything. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And to be amongst all of you. Dr. Cherry, I am so honored to have you on the stage with us as well. I do want to share some information about you and let our audience that don't know you, we'll share a little bit about who you are. Dr. Yolanda Cherry, who is she? She is a retired Air Force veteran. She's a speaker. She's an author. She's a life coach, an entrepreneur, coaches of coaches. She inspires and empowers. Her signature stage talking points is that of victims and survivors of domestic violence. That's how you and I got to know each other. Sexual assault and youth bullying. Dr. Cherry is the founder and CEO of YJ Empowerment Solutions LLC. And she just recently partnered for a new nonprofit organization. Dr. Cherry, would you share that organization with us at this time, please?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I have the t-shirt on. Look, I'm marketing as I'm out and about traveling. So thank you so much for even mentioning that. Bridging the Gap Transitional Age Youth Program was just recently birthed. It's something that I really had on my heart. And I just thank God for allowing him to partner, allowing me to be able to partner with another individual that has a heart to be able to serve in the community for those in need. What we are doing is we want to be able to empower and equip foster care youth that are transitioning out of the foster care system and make sure that they don't fall into the cracks, which means prevent them from going into homelessness, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, or anything like that, and make sure that we give them the life skills they need, whether they want to be able to learn how to fill out an application for college, go into the military, or even having a trade. We want to just make sure that we set them up for success. And I think a lot of times people find that sometimes the foster care youth are often forgotten about.
That's so true. So definitely you're making something happen. And that's what you're doing. So is it that you talk about bridge the gap. So somewhere there was areas of opportunity. I see that is that you saw an opportunity and you're bringing those opportunities and resources together. Give us an example. Now you have been helping women all over the I would say the country, but let's talk about what's happening even here in Mississippi. People reach out to you from all over the country about your advocacy of women that and men that are victims of domestic violence. Briefly share with us, how did that become such a passion of yours? Because that literally is what it is. We know that you walk in this on a daily basis. This is not something that you put down and pick it up in the month of October. So you live, you breathe domestic violence assistance and advocacy. Share with us.
Absolutely. Well, I firmly believe that God doesn't take us through anything unless it's for a reason and a purpose. And so for me to have so much passion behind being an advocate for victims of domestic violence and sexual assault and youth bullying is because I've had the opportunity, or should I say, let me just say I've experienced, I've experienced domestic violence abuse. And I've also experienced sexual assault as a child, as a teenager. And then also with the youth bullying part, my daughter was bullied in middle school. So having to go through those experiences and now being able to go out and serve the community, to be able to, bring not just awareness, but also giving them the resources that they need to make sure that they know that there are other people out here that are advocating for them. There's a lot of individuals who suffer in silence. Some people don't even know that they're going through abuse or being abused because they don't know the signs, they don't know the warnings and all those type of things. Just to kind of give you an idea about how much I'm always out there, just recently, I just partnered with, of course, I'm a board member for the Gulf Coast Center for Nonviolence. And so along with them and myself, we're going to actually be doing a training for one of the casinos here on the coast here this month, towards the end of the month. And this is something that does not happen in the casinos. I was thankful that the CEO and her team and her staff were open to even have this type of training in the casinos, because more often than not, from what I understand, is they don't have, the staff that's in the casino, some of them don't even have access to internet, right? They don't have access to computers, so they don't know other ways to be able to get the information that they need if they're being, a battered man or being a battered woman, where to go. So we want to make sure that we shed light on what those warning signs are and how they can get the help that they need. And hopefully, this will be something that'll be an annual thing, but also try to get all the other casinos on board to do the same thing.
That is so amazing. As you were saying that, many times we, before the pandemic occurred, we have various activities and on the coast, here on the coast, and a few years back, during spring break. And during spring break, we know, and not just spring break, and I'm only using that as an example, but all of them, the sex trafficking, I was in prayer, and sex trafficking and prostitution and even domestic violence during those heightened times of the season in the summers. That's when it was those things were taking place. So I'm so glad that you all are going into that area. I want to ask you the signature question. Why did you say yes to the project?
Well, let me tell you, all my life I've had to make it happen. Even when I was in the military, it's like, okay, I'm being told I need to make it happen. Then it turned into me being a leader, telling my subordinates, you got to make it happen.
Gina saying, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so literally, when I heard that title, I was like, oh, that's definitely me. I have so many stories to making stuff happen. It don't make no sense. So it's like, which one you want me to put in the book, Kearn Cherry?
Well, that is amazing. Truly, you've made accomplishments. Truly, you have achieved things. Truly, you have attained, and you have definitely inspired many women and men. I know that men reach out to you as well, that have experienced domestic violence again. So we're so humble to have you part of this book project. So we're looking forward to your chapter and what you have, what you want to share to the world of those many things, as you said, that you've had to make happen all your life. Okay, well, thank you so much. I know that that you did have an appointment, but thank you for stopping by to Book Talks with Sandy this afternoon. I certainly appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. It's been my pleasure, and God bless everyone.
Oh, God bless you. I need to bring to the stage our visionary author herself, none other than, yes, Kearn Cherry. And you just, I know you're behind the scenes and doing some sharing and things, but I need to talk to you. You all, you need to know who this lady really is. I just want to briefly share who doesn't know Kearn Cherry, but just in case you don't know who she is. Kearn Cherry, who is she? She is a speaker. She's a coach. She's an entrepreneur. She's an author. She is a collaborator. Yes, and she is the owner with her husband, Mr. Dennis, for the P of PRN Home Care, which is at this time at 23 years, and it may be older than that. She's vested over 30 years in the healthcare field and holds a degree in occupational therapy. We know her as part of the trio, the co-founder and the founders of what? Success Women's Conference. And we know her of the founder of Power Up and Level Up Summits. And so, who do I bring to the stage now? Is none other our visionary author herself. Take your phones off of mute and let's give it up for the lady herself. Yeah. Come on, Kearn Cherry. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. You got some of your crew here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes, just a few of the 30 that are actually participating in the anthology. So
Yes.
I'm very thankful that we could come together and get on and start kind of sharing out pieces of our story and really just sharing who we are.
Yes.
So people can get behind the scene and stuff. So I'm very thankful, Sandy, for you always having these great conversations with authors and giving us a platform to come in and share. So as you know, I'm definitely a person who's always making something happen. I believe that if you see a need in the community, you see where there's an opportunity to help somebody else as far as creating something. That's pretty much why I do a lot of events. I create a lot of events and collaborate on a lot of events because I feel like there's always a need in the community. I've done a lot of fundraisers throughout the years of being in business back home in Biloxi, Mississippi. And so I found that was very helpful, helping and creating environments so that we can raise money to help other people, kind of what Yolanda is doing with her new business as well. And so I'm very thankful of that. I've done, as you said, Success Women's Conference actually came out of collaboration, but we saw that there was a need and somebody needed to make it happen. And so me and my partner was like, well, why not us, right? And so we answered a call because women were desperately looking for somewhere so they can grow. So you can have a lot of events, you can have a lot of networking things, but if you notice, really, a conference is made up of events and networking and that type of stuff, and learning and being empowered to do something else. So a really good conference is going to inspire you and encourage you to do more than what you're doing right now. And that's really what Success Women's Conference is about. There are plenty of women that are in transitions and especially right now with the time we're in. And so even with that, we knew we had to make something happen in order to keep success going. So we went virtual last year. And in return for taking the step to make that happen, we had over 17,000 people. So that being said, it's always, sometimes God will give you challenges and it's up to you to step out in faith and actually do it. Are you going to listen to his calling? Or are you going to sit on your blessings? Are you going to let your seeds that are given to you from birth rot inside of you? And so making it happen is all about walking more in your gifts, walking in your talents and answering the call. These people that are a part of this project have answered calls and typically more than one, because people that make it happen, they're typically not like, okay, well, that's one and done and I'm good and y'all need to do nothing else in life. They typically see an opportunity, they see a need, and they respond to the need. And that's what I love about this book project. I love how we have people as young as Johnathan, who's already got 2 or 3 businesses already, right? Plus he's a singer. That's another business, right? So you're like, okay, he's young. And then you have people who are mature, been out here for a long time doing their thing and helping other people. Particularly, a lot of us are empowering women. You got Gina over here that's been out here a long time helping other women. What is it? I'm trying to think what's her title. Something about women stronger, something like that. Anyway, she'll tell you more about it. But the bottom line is that there are women and men who are doing things that they don't have to do. That they don't have to do. They could just get a 9 to 5 or 12 or whatever and say, you know what? I just want to live. And if something happens that I want to enjoy, I can go enjoy and not lead from the front, right? So a lot of times I find with book projects and things like that, you get to connect and learn about people who are doing amazing things and have been doing amazing things, but you don't know them. So I love anthologies for the fact that I get to help people share their story, because your story isn't your story. Your story is for somebody else. Go ahead.
I'm glad you just said that. I'm so glad, and Jane is agreeing with you. I think every last one of us have watched you. We've observed you. Kearn, you saw me years back, and so what you've done over these years, I tell people is that I literally am doing now book talks with Sandy because Crockett Cherry believed in me. And so those of you that are listening to us for the very first time, we have like a collaborating of people that we all follow each other. But I think this is my first time meeting Gina, my first time meeting Lee. Vaughn and I have always, and Vaughn been after me, y'all. I'm gonna be quiet. Like if Vaughn had a switch and she could have pow and get me to sit down. But we and Jean, I've seen her. But listen, we've watched you, and so to sit, you'll talk to us from afar. You may not even know it. You may not even know that we're in the room because you're doing what you do, but we're grabbing onto it. It's like we sit on the edge of the seat. What is Kearn going to give us now? That's where we are now. Before, I can say is that Sandy, yes, Kearn, I'm coming. Okay, all right. And it will be local meetings, you all, that will be here. And so Kearn saw value in coffee conversations, and I'm about to talk about trailblazers who lead. We are a best-selling, and you all know Make It Happen is going to be a bestseller. You all get ready, okay? It is going to be another bestseller with this lady, right? So you did it for us with that. And so when that happened and you came back now, and now what do we have in store? What do they have in store to look for with Make It Happen?
Oh, well, first of all, they already know I just released. They're featured in 2 different magazines already. I'm going already for 3 more magazines that I'm going to encourage all of them to participate in. We're going to be on as many podcasts, and trust me, I have about 6 or 7 already lined up. And so we will be taking the stage on radio, on Facebook Lives, on podcasts, like I said, in magazines. And guess what? You'll see all these faces at the Level Up Summit, April the 16th through the 18th And so they will be featured there as well, because one of the things I truly believe that we all are called not just to share our story in a book, but to share our voices as well. That's essential, that you go beyond just one platform. And so
Yes.
that's what I do. I really encourage people to take this and use this to elevate your brand. You are a brand, y'all. I don't care what you do for a living. If it's a janitor, you're a cook. If you are executive of an organization, if you're just a secretary in the office, you are a brand. And what you do with that brand determines your outcome throughout your life. You don't have to let nobody define you but God. And I encourage you, step up your brand. God wants his testimonies. Stories are testimonies. Am I right, Sandy?
Yes, yes, they are testimonies. You're absolutely right. And the testimonies, I tell you, women that have shared, and even other authors, they have shared their stories. They've shared their stories of what they've gone through and experiences, and out of that came the healing process, and out of that came all what they were going through. And so, yes, indeed. So, Karen, tell me, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
You
good,
frozen,
good,
but we
good.
hear you.
Good. Okay, so you said yes, and you have these amazing authors. They said yes. I want to let you know is that some people on Facebook, I just want to let you know, yes, Pamela Cornley, she said yes, your story is your testimony. And this person, Renice, she said to let you all know, yes, we love ourselves some Kearn Cherry. Okay.
Well,
Okay, so
thank you.
yes, indeed, indeed. And Tony, back in North Carolina, she says, yes, Kern is a pioneer and visionary.
Thank you, thank you. I
Yes,
try. I really try. My goal is to pull as many people with me as I can. And
you are definitely pulling us. You all, she's on international stages, virtual stages. We know that individuals are seeking her internationally now, and so it is a blessing to be a part of this amazing project. So as Karen, you mentioned, what is the name of the magazine that we've got the authors that are in that, so that our audience can know? And is it going to be a like a digital? It's a digital.
Yeah, well, most magazines, even Oprah, is going digital now. So that's just the way it is,
Okay.
right? The old magazine went digital only. So the next generation speakers, we'll be sharing that out this week coming up. That is one, and Own It is the other one. I love that title, Own It, right? Own It is another digital magazine, will also be featuring out as well. So our authors are already in the magazine. So y'all will see that, and hopefully when you get it, check out the magazine. Next Generation, and both of them have the owners are Christians as well. And so it's a really good magazine, really good read. I really encourage people to get visible, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm about. I really feel like the only way God can get his glory is that we as Christians have to stand out. We need to stand out, stop hiding behind the scenes. So magazines allow us to stand out, so I love sharing. I love being able to bring my authors and have them be a part of a magazine experience as well. Because I don't know how many have already been in magazines, but for me, it's like, okay, this is what I do. So I'm gonna bring my co-authors with me as well, so we can all share in the experience.
That's amazing. At this time, thank you.
Uh-oh. Okay, I think Sandy's thing got cut there real quick. Let's see if she'll be right back on, because she has the connection. All right, how's everybody doing? I don't think we live right now.
Doing great, Kern.
Yeah,
I'm watching it on Facebook, and it seems like we're kind
We're
of
live.
We're still live.
We're
Okay.
live.
All right. Well,
Woo!
good. Well, let's keep
And
going.
making it happen.
We're making it happen. So I'm gonna go ahead to the next Arthur, and we'll start with you, Jean. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and give us a little more of your background, so that they can get to know who you are and why you are a part of this book project.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Kearn. Greetings, everybody. I am Nurse Coach Jean Turner here in the ATL, Atlanta, GA. I am a registered nurse, holistic health nurse coach, a podcaster, and beginning March 2nd, the new radio personality for WIGO 1570 AM on your dial here in the ATL. So I give God all the glory for all he's doing and all the opportunities he's allowed me to be. This is actually my 5th opportunity to be an author. So thank you, Kearn, for the invitation to make it happen. And so there's so many things I could say. Yes, I'm a minister of the gospel. I love God. But look, I'm a lady of few words. So I'm going to get right to the point. Look, what made me say yes to make it happen? Number one, I, like all of you, have a testimony to share. And what I went through, the process that God took me through, he told me when I was walking through a diagnosis of malignancy, chemotherapy, you will not walk through this journey silently. You will walk through this publicly. And so because of that, I knew then that even now that I'm healthy, healed, and whole once again, I have to continue to walk it out publicly. And so resilience, let me just say that real quick, because the basis of my testimony and make it happen is about resilience, the resilience to make it happen, okay? To dig deep for that innate inborn strength that God has graced all of us with, right? To walk through adversity, to walk through trauma, to walk through the wilderness, whatever it is, the challenges and the circumstances that life brings. It's about walking through it with resilience, right? That we hear that word all the time, but what does it really mean? By the grace and the strength of God, the strength that he has put in us, if indeed we are the children of God, right? We walk through that thing strong and mighty and come out on the other side with growth. We have grown through what we've walked through, and now we can walk forward in the power of his spirit, persevering, right, in what he has promised us to go forth and to be and to do. And what we think is punishment, because I thought that was punishment. I was like, oh God, what did I do? It ain't punishment, my friends. It is process and God propelling you into your God-ordained purpose. So I had to say yes to make it happen.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. I had to say yes. And that's what we're looking for, because I didn't even realize your ministry background, but you know, that is amazing. Hearing just you tell that story about why you joined Make It Happen. I know Gina and I met during the Success Women's Conference. And I've been, all these ladies that are on here have been a part of Success Women Conference. And it's just amazing to see all the things that y'all are doing. Y'all have always been doing things. I know I kind of, you know, have studied y'all bios and all that stuff previously. So I know y'all had already been doing amazing things. So for y'all to, I'm just honored that y'all have chosen to be a part of sharing your story. And you didn't have to. That's the thing, right? You didn't have to, but you chose to share your story and a part of that. And since you're talking about that, Gina, I would love for you to tell people about your experience in success. You know, you being a speaker and being a part of that. And I know many of our audience are success people as well. But what was your experience as being a speaker from the other side?
Look, the conference was phenomenal. I've heard about the Success Women's Conference for years, and finally during the pandemic, right? And retiring from the Army, 25 years of the Army, I was able to finally, be a part of it. But it was a wonderful experience. I recommend it to every and anybody. Women, come on, let's get on board. But I've met a phenomenal group of women. You, Kearn, Gina, Ronise, oh my God, so many, Dorothy, too numerous to count, okay? That really, if the truth be told, because I'm just an old soldier, recently retired, transitioning to civilian life. So look, that is really helping me. I'm learning and gleaning from all of you as I continue this transition, newly retired, and so I'm just amazed at what God is doing, the opportunities that Success Women Conference has afforded me. And I just thank God for all of you. Thank you so much. And I love you all. And I can't wait till we can meet in person and hug.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I think we all can't wait till we can meet in person. I really do. I want to go to the birthday boy. 25, is it 25 years old, Johnathan?
Yes, 25 years old.
Oh my, OMG, OMG, 25. Oh my goodness. Look, you got to tell us some of the things you're doing. Some of the, just break it down, because I got to get my little thing here. I just got my shirts and my cup as well. So look, share what you're doing, because people need to know age doesn't matter when it comes to stepping out and walking in your gifting. And I know a lot of people are going through right now, not just dealing with, people getting sick and things like that, but there are a lot of people that are out of work, and a lot of young people that may not be sure what they can do if they are underemployed or not employed right now. You are showing that anything's possible. So share your story.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Johnathan Haynes. I'm 25 years old. I am a gospel award-winning recorded artist. I have traveled the world singing with everybody that gospel industry. I've sung alongside. Before the pandemic hit, I sung at the NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. And so after that, the pandemic really put me in a place to learn to do more things, because my life was singing. And so I couldn't travel anymore. So I had to figure out some things to do. So during the pandemic, I have started literally 4 new businesses: Songbird Productions, JH Consulting. I have a new clothing line called Songbird Apparel. I have the Comeback Podcast, which is on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon. And now I'm a part of the B Magazine. I am the everyday columnist. So it's everyday entertainment with the Songbird. So I'm doing so many things, and there's some more stuff that I just can't get. I still forget all the things. And I am Mr. Mississippi for the MMBA pageant, the first Mr. in the whole pageant. So it's so many things I have done since the pandemic. That was just literally March, and all of the things that God has afforded me. So I tell a lot of you, because a lot of you've come to me now, and I'm still humbled by that. And I have talked to some, trained almost two started new businesses, and they're doing well, and mine have become successful as well. So I just thank God for what he is doing in my life, because part of my testimony, I tried to commit suicide 3 times. So my thing is, what if I would have gave up? I wouldn't have reaped all the benefits that I have now. So truly, I'm grateful that God has saved my life. And now it's my time to save other people's life by my testimony. And this book is really going to share some things, and I couldn't put all of it in there. So it's some pieces. So I hope that this book inspired you to make it happen and to keep going no matter what you face, because with God, everything is possible.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. You're going to touch and save lives from that comment, Johnathan.
Yep.
I mean, that's powerful. I really, really, as we go along, I know Sandy asked me some of the things that what are we going to do with the authors. And the other thing that I'm going to bring in is a coach for the speaking part, because I want to make sure of, you know, if you are speaking and you feel like you need some extra help to take it to the next level, and you really need to, that has to be on a speaking platform. That's your story. That's your signature story sitting right there. And I really would love to see you connect to one of the signature story trainers that we know that are truly gifted in that area, that can help you develop that story. Because, man, people, kids in the school, young people, just people in general that are suffering right now need to hear that powerful story that you just shared in a short amount of time. But I know it's deeper than that. But you know, our host is back. So I'm gonna turn it over because I told Sandy I was winging it. So you might want to go back to Gina and Johnathan and ask another question.
I got it. Listen, I can hear you all on my phone. You know, and I'm going to say this because I'm a woman of faith, and I know that we've got some believers on here. And Kearn, you believe, and Johnathan, you all. Enemy did not want this. I have not had as much challenges with a broadcast as I have had today. And so what is that telling me is that, one, the testimonies that are going to come out of this book, and it's telling me, it's letting me know, see, I couldn't on the computer, but it kept going. Everybody is still going along on Facebook, and it's still rocking and rolling, but it's paused. And I said, devil, you're a liar. I said, this broadcast will go forth. And as that scripture, and it's because it's on the foundation of the Lord. And that scripture in the New Living Translation says, at the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. He's the one who's going to make it happen. Hallelujah. And so, and you know, it's when you get yourself out the way. And so, yeah, I had all these butterflies and I want to make it perfect and all of that. No, my Lord, and I thank him. He came right on in, and he just knows, giving God all the glory. And so, yeah, we're living in that kind of time, is that whenever something that is going to glorify the Lord, you know that you're going to make the devil mad. Okay, listen, I heard Johnathan's story, and I did hear Gene, and Gene was just really on fire just when it was free, but I came on myself, and she was bringing it. She shared about the sick you were going through. Is that right? And you're a woman of God, a prayer warrior. You better go ahead. Yes, indeed. Well, we've got some amazing three women that are still here waiting to get connected.
So I'm gonna go ahead and call out Lee, who's right above Sandy, and have her talk about why she joined the book project. But share your story, share a piece of your story, so people can know who you are. Number one, what you do, so they get an understanding of that, and then the why part. So go ahead, Lee, and tell us more about what you do.
Okay, all right. Well, I am, as Kearn said, I'm Lee Mariano, and I am so pleased to be here. I was listening to Gene and Johnathan, and I felt like I was in church, which is, it's always a good thing. So I was motivating over here, shaking my head, nodding. But so a little bit about me. My story is, my life has gone through ups and downs and twists and turns, and people look at me today and they know that I'm a C-suite executive, that I'm a USA Today bestselling author, that I have my life coaching business that is intent on helping women increase their confidence and find their voice and rediscover who they are. But what they don't realize is that 25 years ago, I was a victim of domestic violence. And I now, of course, consider myself a survivor, where I was in the Marine Corps, in the military. And my journey took me to a place where, I was afraid that my husband was going to kill me, and my 2-year-old son that was in the house with us. And that catalyst moment took me so low, so low into questioning who I was and what was I doing with my life and how did I get into this cycle of being in this relationship where my spouse was abusive to me, that I basically had to reinvent myself. My command in the Marine Corps transitioned me to a new command in Virginia. I literally changed the name that I go by. So Lee is the new me. This is the new version. I am the Phoenix Rising. So Lee is a new version of who I am. And I had to reinvent myself and find out who I was again, because I'd forgotten. I'd forgotten that I had a voice, that I'd forgotten that I had all this power. And I fell into this situation where I had to literally climb out of the trenches and find out who Lee was again. And so as a part of that process, I made some commitments to myself. I made some commitments to God. I made some commitments to my son that I was going to be different. I was going to be better. I was going to do something different with my life. And that took me on a journey of, now, everything I've done since then has been to improve myself. It's been to get stronger. It's been to speak up when people want me to stay silent. So I never stay silent. And if that means that I'm a disruptor sometimes, and that's just what happens, because no longer am I going to stay silent. No longer will I allow myself to be a victim, because I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor. And I've survived to the point that I got that corner office with a C-suite title, where I have I'm a thought leader in my industry in human resources, where I've held president titles over my associations, where I've been the chairwoman of the board of directors of a $25 million government contracting company. I've done that. I've published 39 books on Amazon, and I'm a USA Today bestselling author. I made it happen. I made it happen because that was the only choice I had. I had to make it happen for myself, for my son, for a better life. And so when this, connecting with Kearn, my first introduction to Kearn was with the Success Women's Conference, which was I loved it. And since then, I swear, I think I follow Kearn wherever she goes. I always pop up. If Kearn is doing something, I'm popping up like, hey, Kearn, it's Lee again. I'm here. Because it's like, once I got connected with her, I realized just the power behind the things that she was doing. And I was going to be right there with her. Whatever it took, whatever it took, I was going to make it happen. Haha, see how I put that in there, Kearn? So when this book came up to participate in the Make It Happen anthology, there was no other answer but to say yes. I've lived my life making it happen. And I think Jean had mentioned something about that herself. I spend my life making it happen because that is the only option that I had. I did not have an easy ride. I did not have this cush life where I could, where things were easy. No, I had to claw and fight my way through the mud and the muck and the mire. And I had to succeed on my own terms. I had to get there my own way. So, by participating in this, I'm telling some of that story that I'm sharing with all of you today, is what that was like, what it felt like to feel as if I was at rock bottom, even though from the outside looking in, it looked like I was doing just fine. But inside, in that home, within those four walls, I was dying inside. So, kind of telling that story and telling that journey of where I was and, how I am or where I am today, that's the story that I felt needed to be told. Because sometimes sometimes people look like they have it put together. Sometimes, I was a hard charging Marine. No one could tell me anything, but I was afraid to go home at night. I was afraid to take my son home at night. And so who we are inside isn't always the person we're showing to the world. And that's the story that I felt really needed to be told. And then how do you recover from that? How do you rise from the ashes and become the person you were meant to be which is what you see today, when I'm on camera and when I talk to people, right? They don't even realize who I was all those years ago. And sometimes they can't believe it. Well, because that person is a different person and that person doesn't exist anymore. So let me introduce you to Lee. This is Lee, right? This is the person I'm meant to be. So that's my story. So that's why I got involved. And yeah, Kearn, I'm gonna keep on following you around because I love what you're doing. And I love these opportunities to share our stories with people and connect with all of these amazing people. And Johnathan, you are killing it. I tell you, I want to be you when I grow up. I mean, it's just these powerful things that are happening. And it's just such a blessing to be able to share my story in a way that I hope when people read it, they will see that if they are struggling and if they're going through something right now, that there is a plan B, there is another path for them. They don't have to stay where they are. They don't have to give up. They don't have to stop moving forward. There is a path forward for them. And that may take reinvention. That may take rising like a phoenix from the ashes. That may take becoming a brand new person, but that's okay. They just got to be dedicated and committed to themselves and their faith and whatever is going to keep them pushing forward, and they can get it done. So I hope, by telling my story, I hope that's what comes across to people.
That's amazing. And Lee, I want to ask, thank you for sharing. And one of the things that I really loved about what you were saying is that about feeling what it felt like at rock bottom. And I only got a portion of what you said there. And many people don't have the courage to come out and share when they have been at that place. And so thank you we look forward to your story, look forward to the great things that you're saying. I want to share with our audience, yes, they can find you on Facebook. You definitely are, you're on social media, but I love what you have as your caption is that this is what you're saying to the world. You say, I help women gain confidence and set goals to achieve success on their terms. And that is amazing because, as you said, I remember one point as I was listening to you is that you've held those the high level positions, the presidential position, and you have had the corner office, or you have the corner office. You know what it is to have that position, but all at the same time, there were some things going on behind the scenes. And you had to do it, and you had to do it against what you were dealing with, how you had to leave that out the door. I can relate being in a corporate world and having to, once you walk through that glass door, or once you drive through the gate, ex-military, drive through the gate, all of that has to cease, so they say, but you kept it moving and you made it happen. I love the sign behind you. It says Gold Getter. What is that there for?
So it's a reminder to me, but it's a reminder like when I'm on videos such as this, you have to have a plan. You have to go for your goals no matter what. You have to be a goal getter. Set a goal, set a plan, and make it happen no matter who's in your way, no matter what barriers may come up, no matter who's telling you you can't do it. Because there are going to be people who are telling you you can't do it, or why are you causing a fuss, or why are you making waves, or why are you, right? Why are you doing that? Stop doing that, because we don't do that. Black girls don't do that. Good girls don't do that, right? You're hurting the culture, the community, the people. No, what I'm doing is I am setting my goals and I am achieving my goals regardless of what you say. You will not stop me, because I know my mission is bigger than your doubts. And so every single one of us and everyone in that book, in the anthology, is a goal getter, because we are pushing forward. We are going after what we want, and nothing is going to stop us. So it's a reminder to me, because I see it in my video as I'm on, and it's a reminder to the people that I'm talking to that every single one of us, we have the ability to achieve whatever we want. We have the ability to achieve whatever we want, and no one has a right to stop us. No one has a right to tell us we can't.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I will be bringing you back on. I want to get to the one and only, the owner and lead consultant at Griggs Safety Consultants LLC. Come on, Ms. Yvonne. Yes, ladies, we've got the one and only Miss Yvonne Griggs Laws here with us at Book Talk and Make It Happen Anthology Talk. Yes, Miss Yvonne, how you doing, my lady?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you. Thank you.
And looking fabulous, isn't she? Yes, indeed. I got to know Vaughn from Kearn, introducing her on several platforms and having conversation. Share a little bit, and that's just a snippet, you all. I know there's so much more to this amazing, amazing woman. Vaughn, share with us about who you are, and I believe you're military, or yes, I have. Veteran of the USA Air Force. Is that right?
Right.
Former veteran at Texas State Guard. And so again, I just got snippets of information. Share with us a little bit more about you. I know you're an author as well, outside of this project, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. So I am a woman of faith. I'm an ordained minister. I am retired United States Air Force. So I'm glad to be serving this platform with my sister service members. That's just exciting all by itself. So I can't wait till we get a little conversation outside of this coffee time, because I'm just elated, and I can really resonate there. And so, yes, I am the owner of Griggs Safety Consulting, where we provide program management. You think of occupational safety and health. What we do there is help employers identify risk in their areas of responsibility, with a goal to prevent fatalities, injuries, and illnesses for employees. So that's what I do. That was my job while I was serving on active duty, and it's really followed me out. Not that I ever thought it would, but that's that. I also oversee a nonprofit, Joy Restored Outreach, with an emphasis there, encouraging, educating, and empowering women, and providing resources for homeless female veterans with children, right? I am married to a Air Force member as well. He's out as well. So I dually carry a title of being retired and also an Air Force spouse. I am a mother, proud grandmother, and yeah, so I'm excited to be here. This will be my third #1 authorship during this pandemic. So amazing, because I never saw any of this happening. And I'm so grateful that God has kept me for this time, just to share snippets of my life, just a small snippet of the many times that he made it happen. I really had to sit and think and ask, what do you want me to share? While it all opens up vulnerability,
It does.
because you're allowing yourself to be transparent and trusting that whichever part of your life he's encouraging you to share, that it's going to reach someone. And so, yeah, it was okay. Which part do you want me to share?
That's amazing. And so I think I know why you said yes, and I'll come back to that in just a moment. But again, making it happen, that's when you make something start. Share with us when you hear that, making something start. Can you share with us, what does that mean to you? What does that resonate in you when we say that about making something happen?
Yeah, well, I would say first and foremost, identifying what it is, what it is that's unique and genuine to you, not necessarily doing it the way someone else has done it, not necessarily following a certain pattern. Not that information, instructions, we need that, but we really have to seek what God would have us to do in the appropriate time and how he would have us to do it, and then trust him for the resources of getting it done. So, as Lee said, I wouldn't make it happen on my own. I needed his strength. I needed his power. I needed his wisdom. I sometimes needed people to help make that happen. So first and foremost, identifying what it is that needs to happen. And I would also say, Sandy, sometimes it's taking that first step towards the direction. You may not have the answers all at once. It comes sometimes in procession. You may not know what the end is going to look like, but it's that walk of faith. It's that level of trust. Well, okay, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. And then you see the happening unfold little by little.
Give us an example. Give us an example of just that is when something unfolded for you.
Well, I would say this project right here. So as I was thinking this morning, I'm doing a lot of reflection during this pandemic, more so than I ever thought. I've always been a daydreamer as a child. I didn't know that that was the way that God would show me things. I would just think outside in a creative way. And so even this morning, as I was doing some yard work, what I was reminded of was in 1998, I was serving in Holland, the country of Holland. And I met a lady, don't know her well, didn't know her well. And she said, you have such a commanding voice. And God is going to use your voice to go all over this world. I thought that was my job because I teach, train, educate for a living. So I was okay with that, you know. Ministry was another way of sharing my voice. But this right here, I said to my girlfriend, Kearn, I said, I used to say I needed tennis shoes to keep up with you. Now it's skateboards. I need a motorized skateboard to keep up with all this visionary has going on. And so in accepting yes, this is what God wants me to do, it opened up what I couldn't even foresee that it was going to happen. There was no way I knew that this would be part of what was told to me in 1998.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Right? But saying yes to certain things along the way, it's him unfolding. This is where I want you to be. This is part of destiny that I have for you. And this is why I've given you the gift to share it. Now, if you trust me with it, I'll create the platform for you to do it.
Girl, you better go ahead. Yes, indeed. Wow. Wow. That's amazing. That is so amazing. That is amazing. Are you still with me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. No, I'm letting you go ahead. I'm waiting for you to go ahead. Keep on going.
Yeah. So, you know, during this pandemic, the word was pivot. While I understand that there are 23, 25 commands, marching commands, I couldn't really resonate with pivot. It didn't really say, you know, it wasn't that I needed to march in someone else's time. And for a period, I did just what I knew God said, stand still. And then there was another command, mark time. I don't want you moving to the left. I don't want you doing it. You're marking time right now. And I felt like I was being left behind and the rest was moving away from me. But in hearing that command and obeying that command, he allowed me to slow down. Now this was a huge slowdown for me because typically I travel for work 3 weeks out of 4 internationally. And so for me to first and foremost sit week 1, week 2, week 3, I was standing still. I wasn't trying to even grasp really what do I do next. And so this slowdown, again, it's allowed me to get some things out that was already there. And so when I began to ask God, now what is it you would have me to do? He reminded me, what I want you to do, you already have it within you. And I got busy, I got a little anxious, and I started looking over here, looking over there. Well, this person's doing it this way, this is doing this, webinar after webinar, and that was overwhelming because my execution was live. So really to even learn the technology, you know, all of this has been so different, but I had to do it at the pace that he set for Vaughn. And not trying to mimic what someone else or how they were doing it or who they were doing it with. And it was just at the appointed time. And then when the opportunity came for this project, say, okay, make it happen. But you're not making it happen on your own, first and foremost. You're making it happen in alignment with what was already prepared for you. And so for me, it was like looking back and said, well, God, how am I? And all the excuses that we can give ourselves. I'm not this, I don't have that. Oh, this person, this, that, or all of the comparison. And I was reminded of Moses, and he said, you already have it. What's in your hand? And one thing that I knew that I had was a voice. I knew I had knowledge. I didn't know how I was going to share it. But look at what he did. He gave me the opportunity, not once, not twice, but now this is 3 times to share what I already had within me. And let me know that those experiences were never just for you. And while you have given them on smaller platforms, this is now the time that I promised you that many years ago that I would take you before people. And there's this is just amazing to me of how he's doing just what he said. So for anybody that's listening, for anyone that's concerned with the how am I would say start right where you are with what you have. Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes we don't fulfill what is necessary because we're afraid to be vulnerable and we don't ask for help. And I'll go back to Moses. God said, I'm going to send you help. So he gave him 2 people to help him. When he got weary in the battle, he had an Aaron and he had a Hur to lift him up, to encourage him, to strengthen him. And I'm so grateful for Kearn because she's not only the visionary, but Kearn is a cheerleader. When you think you can't, she'll say, okay, well, why? And we all need that person first and foremost to believe in us, and then to stop what they're doing, to be an encourager, to be that cheerleader. And so I'm grateful, and I knew that it all came together for now. So if you're fearful, you're discouraged, you're doubtful as to the how it will happen, I would say to our listening audience, be willing to identify what needs to happen and take that first step in faith. Yes, you'll be afraid. Yes, you may doubt. Yes, you'll have like Sandy now having technical difficulties, but hasn't God shown himself faithful right here? Kearn came right in and just kept it going, just still making it happen. One drop, the other one's got it. I got this. So again, I'm so grateful to be a part of this work with all of my co-authors. And back to you, Miss Sandy.
Is this the first time that we all have met each other, say, in conversation?
Yes, it is for me.
Lee, this is our first time, Johnathan.
Yeah, yours is the first show, Sandy.
This is amazing. And so us coming together, and this is so amazing. You all, this is what Make It Happen is all about. And my heart, I'm kind of like, is coming to a warm place because I've seen God work some stuff out this afternoon. And as Vaughn was talking, Vaughn, as you were talking, she says, start where you are with what you have. It's already in you. And I think everyone that has been speaking today is to start with what you have. Start where you are with what you have. And our last author, and we're going to bring her in, but any of you all have any questions for each other? I want to stop just for a moment. Do we have any questions for each other?
I don't have a question, but I want to say to this young man as he gave his testimony and watching him, I thought to myself, God, I thank you that you didn't allow him to be selfish and leave this life without this moment in time. Though he intended to, God didn't allow his selfishness to play out. And so I commend you. You've got much work to do. And anything that I can do to help you along the way, Yes. And so you can reach me at joyrestoredoutreach.org or talktovann.com. Talktovann.com. God bless you all.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Anyone else comment so far? Yes, come on.
I want to say something before we move on to Gina. You know, this project, and I can tell y'all, I've said this many times, I haven't, it's not a natural thing for me to write. You know, I write when I have to write, just like I do write bills when I have to do them, right? And so you know, just doing this book project, the first person that signed up was Johnathan. You know, I mean, it was almost like immediate, right? And then things just kind of froze, right? And I was saying, as I was working on Success Event at the time, I was like, you know, Lord, am I supposed to be doing this project? And, you know, I was thinking, I said, well, you got Johnathan over here. He's already signed up, right? He just took the leap and then everything stopped. And that's when God gave me that scripture. I literally was sitting up one morning and just he literally, I guess he's like, I know you're going to be on Facebook, so let me just scroll it across your screen. And so, and that's when the scripture Isaiah 60:22 popped up on my screen, and I literally started Googling. I'm like, that can't be, right? And so I pop it, you know, put it in Google, and it pops up everywhere. Make it happen. And so that being said, I knew then that God had a purpose for this project, that he wanted this project to happen. Why, you know, hey, I'm just moving in I'm thankful for his grace and his mercy, because, you know, I can be stubborn. So that being said, when he showed me that was confirmation that there are some, as far as I'm concerned, there are some lives that need to be saved. There's some lives that need to be touched. And I'm thankful for all these people, all these authors who have come on and said, I want to share my story. So I know we're going to touch lives. I know anytime God gives that second confirmation, you know, it's a done deal. So I'm just thankful. So I'm going to turn it back over, because, you know, Gina herself has her own amazing story, and I want to hear from her too. Sandy.
Yes. Miss Gina, and let me just share a little bit about who she is. And thank you so much, Kearn. You all, we're having a fabulous time. Those of you that are listening, this is Sandy with Book Talks with Sandy. This amazing project. I do want you to look out for it. Make it happen. Visionary author herself, Kearn Crockett Cherry. And we do have the amazing co-authors that are with us this afternoon, Mr. Johnathan Hayes, Miss Jean Turner, Miss Vaughn Griggs Laws. Yes, we have Lee Mariano. And now who we will be hearing from is none other than Miss Gina Hitchens. Who is Miss Gina Hitchens? She is a certified speaker, trainer, coach, a facilitator at the John Maxwell team, and financial planner at GHG Financial Planning. At this time, we bring to our stage none other than, she's waited patiently, and we appreciate you. She's our sister. We're all part of the family. Come on, Gina, so nice to meet you.
I am just honored and humbled to be here with this amazing group of co-authors. As I was sitting here for the last, while everybody was talking, it's like, oh my God, I am in such great company. And I am just honored to be here. And thank you all for the invitation. And thank you, Kearn Cherry, for your vision and your inspiration. And I'm just excited to be here.
Share with us, yes, who you are, and some things when we talk about making something happen. As we looked at the definition earlier, is to make something start. and we look at your accomplishments, your achievements, attain, inspire. Share with us about that one thing that you can bring to the audience this afternoon. I do see you have the Art of Living plaque behind you. I'm just so observant there.
Yes.
And you have made some things happen for individuals, yes, especially being a part of the John Maxwell team.
Well, now that was born out of the pandemic.
Okay.
It is my purpose is to use my unique voice and share my story and life experiences to transform the financial lives of women.
Okay.
And I often talk about that, how women need to lean in and get engaged in their finances, because when the realities of life happen, we need to be financially prepared to meet life on our terms. And when sharing that story, I often say, I'm not sharing what I heard or what I've learned through my 30 plus years of industry experience. I'm sharing from personal experience as well. So through this time, I finally just had the courage to lean in and use my unique voice to share my financial story and journey from coming off of a 30-year marriage. So the financial insecurities as a result of that, which lasted briefly. So I'm just excited. And from making it happen, it's been something that has been on my heart and a passion of mine pretty much since 2008. And through this time, I just launched an initiative, Smart Women Finish Strong. And it's amazing, as I was listening to all the authors here this evening, every piece of what they touched on fit my story. And particularly Vaughn, she touched, it's like we're definitely were in sync, because with that Smart Women Finish Strong, in order to have that strong finish, we have to start strong, stay strong, so we can finish strong. Okay. So that is what I bring to the table, and that is my unique voice and story, because a lot of times, like I said, people don't become engaged in their finances until life happens. And then at that point, we're coming from a place of emotion, and it's hard to plan from that spot. So I like to just create the environment where we can proactively plan to have that strong finish.
I love what you just said is that statistically, obviously, is that financially, we plan from emotion. Could you expand on that a little bit more?
Well, through my many years of life lessons, I've come across people, I just say women because that's just my tribe. That's my tribe. That financially life is good. They have their 9 to 5, they're in their corporate world, they have their business, everything is running in sync, and life is good. And because life is good, they don't particularly slow down to think about the reality of when life happens. And particularly as nature of women, life happens and it comes at us quite fast. And that we have time out of the workforce for caregiving responsibilities. We leave the corporate world or leave the workforce, particularly before we particularly plan to. And even just during COVID, the quarantine, it was a statistic that I saw that 1 in 5 women was looking to leave the workforce just because of the overwhelming responsibilities of caring for children, families, and the health issues of that nature. So, and then if they're at a point where the life has happened and then they're coming in to sit down and talk, then it's emotion. And if we're operating from a place of emotion, that's a difficult place to logically think and prepare from. And then some women just want to, even if it's not a place of emotion, they're just at a point in life where they're just wanting to connect with purpose or passion. I'm a retirement income certified professional planner. So a lot of my clients are at the end of their career, or they've had successful lives as wife, they've raised children, they've done everything right, according to, you know, what good girls are supposed to do. And now they're at a point in life where it's like, you know what, I want to do what I was purposed to do. And when I was on one of the calls with one of the Success Women directors, I loved how she said it. And I often shared her story, Dorothy. I shared her story so many times. If they're in that corporate world and they know they want to come out and connect with purpose, but you know what? That big fat paycheck every 2 weeks is like crack. it's like, how do you walk away from that? So again, with a proper financial structure, you can create the strategy so that you can continue to get that paycheck for life. So you can still connect with purpose while you still have enough life and purpose to enjoy it and make an impact on others.
That is amazing. And a lot of what you said about having that paycheck for life, because when the wife, let's say it is a wife and the husband passes away, or vice versa. And as you said, the women are your tribe. So you also have women who have maybe not had, they didn't have the corporate life, but then here they finally, things were shut down immediately from the pandemic. And so they're having to learn new skill sets, how to manage their money in the midst of everything. We know stimulus checks, so we're giving out all across, and as stimulus checks come out and they're out the door. And no saving, so I think what you're bringing, as you said, to the table, valuable information to teach you how to have a relationship with money. And so very valuable, such good that women need to definitely grab this book to read.
Because we really want sometimes we want our money to do things that money wasn't meant to do. We put unusual demands on our money. And it's just
that's a whole nother conversation, right?
Absolutely. Money wasn't meant to do all of that, but we are just like putting some unusual demands. We got to get that relationship straight. We have unhealthy relationships sometimes, toxic.
That is amazing. I want to open up the floor. So I think you did answer a signature question, why you said yes to the project.
It was time for me to use my voice. Like I said, this story has been inside of me since 2008, and it's time to say yes. And the Lord put it on my spirit. And when the opportunity presented itself, it's like, I couldn't say no. My voice and my story is not for me. It needed to be shared. And so I said yes.
Ms. Kearn, you have led a group of women, I keep hearing the word time. So many, we're hearing that over and over, and that it's a time where we can accomplish. I want to open up, you all to open up, and then we'll be ending because we did have a later start. So I don't want to keep you any longer. Kearn, before I bring, anybody have last words? Anything you want to say in this before we bring Kearn on? Okay, Kearn, I'm going to bring you on and share with us. We have you have a summit coming up, and you have 2 summits coming up. You want to share with us about that information?
Yeah, I do. And I also want to say now, a couple of my authors have some anthologies coming up that they should have mentioned. I'm a promotion person, and so I'm always out making sure that we all gain all the visibility that we need. We have Dr. Jerry, who has left for previous engagement, but she has her book anthology, My Walk Past Hell.
Yes.
Okay, that should say it in a psalm if you don't get the gist, right? So she is definitely bringing another 30-something authors, and we'll actually do one in the future, and I'll let her talk about her projects that are coming up as well. And then we have none other than Miss Vaughn, who also has an anthology coming up. And of course, I'll let her say the name of her own anthology, but I think it's important when we take the stage at any point, we should always make sure that we share what we have coming up, because you never know who's listening and they might want to be a part of something that you have coming up as well. So I actually have, number one, I have another anthology coming up right behind this one called what? Trailblazers Who Lead Too. Yes, number 2 is coming. Yes. I had so much fun, and I'm having so much fun with this anthology and the previous one, Trailblazers Who Lead Too, promoting people, getting them on stages, watching all the things that has been accomplished already with the Trailblazers Who Lead One. Many of those women have started their own anthology, and I'm telling you, I think it's at least 5 of them have gone on to start their own anthology. In addition to that, they're speaking on so many stages, emceeing, and then they have of course, they have their own tribes that they have started now. And in addition to that, you know, they're just doing so many other things, starting businesses, and many are doing that. So I want to encourage you, from being a part of an anthology allows you to connect to a tribe, right? As we start to interview together, you'll see these beautiful faces. And let me just say, y'all women look fabulous, by the way. Johnathan, of course, you being a guy, y'all always look good. I'm just gonna say, but the women, you know, we pack on that makeup and bring it on out so we can bring the best of ourselves to the screen. Yes, y'all did it. Y'all look fabulous. So anyway, Trailblazers Who Lead, I've dropped a link inside so that if y'all want to be a part of that, you can do that. You can also go to my website, kearncherry.com, and find out more about that anthology series as well. I have Level Up Summit coming up. And last year, you may remember Level Up Your Visibility and Profitability. And of course, that will be a big part of what we do at that conference as well. But we also want to cover the whole thing, because I want to encourage people, you know, though we're going through a time frame it's been bumpy, y'all. It's been bumpy. And I don't, you know, it really has. And I don't know where we're going to land, you know, in 2022. But I do know that we need to be prepared to hunker down for the rest of 2021 so that we can all get over to the other side on the living side. Okay. Yeah. So I just want to encourage y'all to protect yourself, but level up. We want to help you level up yourselves, your brand, your career, your business. Level up. Take this time that we're sitting in right now. And yes, it's not always good to us, that's for sure. But you got to take this opportunity, this extra time that we have to level up. So I am calling out speakers right now. If you're a speaker, it's your time. So I already told y'all, this is the year of the speaker. I'm calling speakers. We have Level Up Summit and we got Power Up. Okay, both of those conferences, one's April the 16th through the 18th. Power Up Summit will be late June, July. I'll release those dates really soon. Both of those, I'm calling for speakers right now. So sign up, because this is a great opportunity. Remember, I encourage you to be on 2 to 3 stages a month. So I just gave you at least 2 conferences that you can sign up for and be on the stage. And you know me, I'm all about butts in the seats. So I'm going to make sure we're highly visible, not just in your backyard, but we're in the global ocean, y'all. So I encourage you to sign up. Level Up, right? The website is time2 level up. And you can go there and sign up right now as a speaker or register. We're looking for brand ambassadors and sponsors to be a part of that conference. So we're doing those calls out. You're going to see the rollout coming. You'll see more next week as well. So level up right now. And so I encourage you to join me on this journey. And by the way, if you're not in Clubhouse, you just missing out. I'm just going to say that. You just missing out. I just had an event over there, and y'all know I'm all about creating events. And trust me, you'll see some of these authors on the stage over there as well, because I'm all about creating opportunity. Really excited, really exciting opportunity. It's the perfect time, y'all. Wow. If you haven't been on that platform, And I don't promote many things, of course. I love LinkedIn as well, but I'm just telling you, it's time to get your little iPhone, your iPad, your, what do they call that? The trap phone. Get one of those if you ain't got one. Get your iPad if you ain't got one. Get something that's got an eye in front of it, Apple, and get on Clubhouse. Y'all, I was on last night, stumbled through, and who other than Terrell Owens was sitting on Clubhouse 2 nights ago? I just stumbled through, and who else was on? Mark Zuckerman. That's Facebook, y'all. Okay, we don't know the name. He was in Clubhouse. A few nights before that, last Sunday, Elon Musk shut it down. He shut it down. Clubhouse was on a lockdown. Okay. Now my event wasn't that big, but I can tell you what, we got off at midnight Eastern time because the women wouldn't leave the room, y'all. They wouldn't leave the room. So I'm telling you, it's your time. I encourage you to get on these platforms, start speaking, share your voice so you can be heard, share your story in a book so you can be heard. You got to energize right now. Stop waiting. And nobody waiting. God has said, do it now. It is your time. Don't let that seed rot inside of you. Do it now. Get your voice out there. And if you don't have 7 streams of income, well, that's okay, because that gives you plenty of opportunity to start creating right now so you can get to those 7. And you don't have to be dependent on the system. You can create an opportunity through God. That's what I call everybody to do. Thank you, Sandy, because I just enjoy it. I'm Kearn Cherry, and yes, they call me the bus in the seat queen. I'm on most platforms as Kearn Cherry or Kearn Crockett Cherry, Twitter, LinkedIn. I just told you my favorite now is Clubhouse, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, TikTok, you name it. I'm trying to be there because it's time. It's time to get your voice heard. So that's me. I'm gonna turn it over to my co-authors so they can share where you can reach them as well.
Yes, and ladies, go ahead and unmute. We're gonna go ahead and start with Jean, if you can share how someone can reach you.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Sandy. You can reach out to me, of course, at www.spiritofawarrior.life. I am on IG under my podcast and new radio show, Health Chat with Coach Jean, and on Facebook under Health Chat with Coach Jean, and on LinkedIn under Nurse Coach Jean. Thank you so much. And I am on Clubhouse at I just said it, at well, I can't remember my password all of a sudden. I just said it. Oh my goodness.
Army Nurse 63.
Okay.
I got too excited. Thank you, Lee, for having my back. Army Nurse 63. Thank you so much.
I love it. I love it. Vine, can you let us know how we can reach you?
Yes, you can reach me at joyrestoredoutreach@gmail.com or talkttovon.com. And as Kearn said, I have an upcoming anthology for female veterans and their supporters, Her War II, women telling their experiences of serving in the military. And this is one that we're opening up to military spouses and dependents because we know the sacrifices that they make while the active member is serving as well. Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Mr. Johnathan, can you share with us? And you have a clothing line.
Yes, I have. It's called Songbird Apparel. It's on bonfire.com. I will put the link in the description, and you can follow me on all social media sites. I think I'm at the max, but you can follow me on Facebook at Johnathan Haynes, Instagram, J Haynes Songbird, Clubhouse, Johnathan Haynes, Twitter, John L. Haynes. But if you don't have all of those, you can go to my website at jonathanlhaynes.com or my phone number 228-314-0722.
Awesome. Lee, can you share with us how we can get in touch with your audience, can reach out to you?
Yes, absolutely. So I am pretty much on every social media. So on Facebook, my business page is Alexa Dom Coaching, but you can connect to me, Lee Mariano, and you'll get all the information about what I'm doing with my business and events that I'm holding. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram as Alexa Dom Coach. I am on Clubhouse. This was Kearn is saying, girl, if you don't get on Clubhouse like right now. So I am on Clubhouse at Lee Mariano. So, absolutely, please connect with me. I think that is going to be a great platform for me to share my message. I do have a free workshop that's coming up on February 20th. It is titled Self-Discipline to Level Up Your Life. It is free. So if you are interested in joining, just send me a direct message or connect with me on Facebook, and I will get you the link to register. The more, the merrier. We all need to, have a little self-discipline, and we are all looking to level up our life. So, but yes, absolutely reach out. And my email is alexadomcoach@gmail.com. I look forward to connecting with everyone who is watching live and who watches the replay. And thank you for supporting our anthology.
That is amazing. Miss Jean, if you can let us know, I believe you did earlier, but let us know, how can we get in touch with you? Gina, I'm sorry.
Okay, yes. I am on all social media sites as well. Facebook, my business page is ghgfinancialplanning.com. And my email is gina@smartwomenlead.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, and I started setting up my Clubhouse last week, and I'm going to finish it. Thanks for the inspiration, Kearn Cherry and co-hosts, co-authors. And I started as Gina Gorey Hitchens. At Gina Gorey Hitchens. So I am on all the social sites. And this Friday, every second and fourth Friday, I do host a Facebook Live. And this Friday at 11:30 Central is going to be talking about women and money. So I would love to have you join my Smart Women Finish Strong community. And I look forward to welcoming everybody, and so excited about this co-authorship. So we rock. Yeah, we making it happen. We making it happen. Oh, and then I have a Smart Women Finish Strong on the Facebook page. So thank you.
Well, yeah, you did write it. You did tell us, yeah. Smart Women Finish Strong. And I love the S's. Start strong, stay strong, and finish strong. I love
Absolutely.
it.
And then repeat. Always just repeat. Always just repeat it.
I love
Absolutely.
It.
Thank you.
Indeed. You're so welcome. Listen, I thank you all. You've hung in there with us. This is Sandy Sanders, and yes, founder and host of Book Talks with Sandy. I too am a contributing author to this amazing project. Why did I say yes? I said yes because of who? Kearn Cherry. Why could I had to say yes? All right. I literally had to say yes. And so the reason is because she is part of the reason, her along with the Lord, just, I took my dream off of the shelf. I dusted it off, and we just I heard someone else say, just got to keep going, even when things are coming up against you. And so we roll with it. We made it happen. God made it happen. And today we've experienced that the Lord made it happen. I love it with the time. On tomorrow, join us back here, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will have the other authors that will be joining us. I did have that post up. We do not post up, but I do want you go to our Facebook page, which is Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends. That is how Book Talks came about. It is part of that same platform, but this is strictly dedicated for authors, anthology projects, inspiring authors, and more. So join us tomorrow afternoon as we finalize and culminate our Book Talks with Kearn Cherry and the co-authors of Make It Happen. Join us tomorrow afternoon, Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. for Book Talks with Sandy and the Make It Happen Anthology Book Project. I want to thank our amazing guests today, those that have remained with us, the others, of course, they had previous engagements. We just want to thank them for their time. Listen, you all have a blessed afternoon. You guys, you know that I love you. Take care. And when we say, Kearn, thank you. Jean, thank you. Vaughn, thank you. Thank you. And Johnathan, thank you. You all are amazing. You're rocking, and we're looking forward to that time of our launch, our book launch. And yes, the best-selling authors again. So we bless you. God bless you. You all have an amazing, amazing evening.
You too.